Since Joel Embiid went down due to injury, the MVP race is now wide open again. The new 65 game minimum to win league awards has really shaken things up, and the players hate it.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I just don't like it how it forces players to play.
So now, luck and health are going to be a big part of who's likely to win. So I'm going to start off with the guy that the league is praying will win it this year, Jayson Tatum. Tatum is averaging 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, while shooting 47% from the field. The NBA is in panic mode right now, looking for a new face of the league with LeBron, KD, and Steph aging, and this is probably going to be their last few seasons in the league. So they need a new player to get behind and market. And it looks like they're betting on Jayson Tatum to be that guy. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Tatum on the ballot of a lot of NBA media personnel. He does have a case since he is the best player on the best team, with the Celtics being #1 in the East with a 44-12 record, which by far is the best record in the league. But is that because of Jayson Tatum? He is leading the team in points, but he has the best supporting cast of any of the MVP candidates. There's 2 other guys on this team who are averaging 20 or more points. Jaylen Brown with 22 a game and Porzingis with 20. Tatum is also taking the most shot attempts a game, but he has the second lowest effective field goal rating out of all rotational players. Don't get me wrong, I think Jayson Tatum is great, but I think his MVP case is tied to the success of the Celtics. This is one of the best, actually it may be the best roster currently in the NBA. So Jayson Tatum has a lot of help, and that's not a knock to him. The front office did exactly what they're supposed to do, which is build a great roster around their superstar. So that would be my only knock for Tatum's case. On the other hand, someone who has pretty much no argument against their NBA MVP case is Nikola Jokic, former back-to-back MVP, and if I had a vote last year, he would have been mine. He should have three-peated as MVP last year. But this season, he is averaging almost a triple-double yet again. 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists a game. And on amazing efficiency. Just last night against Washington, he put up 21 points and was perfect from the field, 10 for 10. A stat that I found recently really interesting is MTW, or mixed teamwork, which essentially measures how much your presence on the floor creates a positive margin for your team. And Jokic ranks #1 in the NBA. He might be the greatest offensive engine since prime LeBron in terms of scoring and playmaking. Aside from having statistically one of his better seasons, the Denver Nuggets are also winning. Coming off a championship last year, they are now sitting at #4 in a highly competitive Western Conference, only 2.5 games back from the first seed. To me, he has the right amount of individual success mixed in with team success to have a great case. Luka is on the ballots yet again, but it feels like every year he makes it into the conversation, but no one really takes it seriously. And the reason for that is simply they do not win. The Dallas Mavericks are very far from a title contender. This year, there are 6 in the West. I think another thing that's probably keeping the MVP award away from him is the narrative around Luka. The media often pitches him as a Houston James Harden 2.0, putting up a ton of numbers, but none of it translating into winning. There's also this new narrative going around of players not wanting to play with Luka. Grant Williams has some negative things to say about his time in Dallas after he got traded.
You like for you personally and also on the court as well?
It feels great. You come to a team, you don't know what to expect, and everybody was very welcoming. It's a city that I grew up in, it's great to get a win for the city and really play for the jersey, that's across your chest, not the one on your back. So I was fortunate to be part of a team that really wanted to win.
Who's going to turn down a trade to the Mavericks to stay on the bottom of the league 8-win Wizards? Max Strus went on a podcast and said it's tougher for guys to get into rhythm due to how ball dominant Luka is. And the whole Jalen Brunson turning into a top 5 point guard after losing the Mavericks doesn't really help the argument against this. On the other hand, Luka is leading the league with 34 points per game, but there's other factors besides scoring and talent that goes into the MVP award, like narrative and team success. And Luka just doesn't have either of those. Giannis is currently 4th on most MVP award tracker lists. He's averaging 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists, which is a career high for him. And 60% from the field, which is also a career best. No player in NBA history has ever averaged 30 points or more a game while shooting 60% from the field. Record-breaking numbers plus team success, with the Bucks spending the majority of the season as the 2nd seed in the East. But now, They're the 3rd seed, and this is the teetering point of Giannis's MVP case. With the Bucks and Giannis firing Adrian Griffin, despite having a 30-13 record, despite Giannis wanting this rookie head coach hired over Nick Nurse, to now being 3-7 under Doc Rivers. This team is struggling, and if they cannot pull it through, there is zero chance for Giannis to win MVP.